Odiogo.com, the web read for you.
BNP has Churchill's EU policy, or why he would be in the BNP, Part 2. Winston Churchill vociferously opposed British integration into the European Union and refused to support the Conservative Party's moves to drag this country into the common market, more evidence that if he were alive today, he would be in the British National Party. Churchill was emphatic that Britain should not become part of the European integration, according to official government records. From 1962 onwards, he openly opposed British membership of the common market and the abandonment of the old Commonwealth. He also refused to publicly support Macmillan's attempt to take Britain into the common market. In Cabinet Memorandum 29, dated November 1953, Prime Minister Churchill said unequivocally that membership of the common market would forfeit our insular or Commonwealth-wide character. In the House of Commons on May 11, 1953, Churchill said, "We are with Europe but not of it. We are linked but not compromised. We are associated but not absorbed. If Britain must choose between Europe and the open sea, she must always choose the open sea." The British National Party is the only party which holds these positions as general policy. The Tory party of today has thoroughly rejected them and has embraced the EU, as has Labour and the Lib-Dems. Churchill also warned of the dangers of fundamentalist Islam, according to his grandson, Winston S. Churchill III, in a speech delivered to the John Locke Foundation 16th anniversary dinner in Raleigh, North Carolina on February 10, 2006. Mr. Churchill III said that a new challenge confronts us, and that is the challenge of Islamic fundamentalism. Extremist Islam has declared war on the rest of the world, as evidenced by their ruthless attacks across the globe, overwhelmingly targeted at innocent civilians. Beside the outrage of 9/11, the bombings in Madrid, in Bali, in London and, most recently, in Jordan come to mind. Those who have declared jihad against the West, and Western values, such as freedom of speech, are doing all in their power to mobilize against us the large Muslim communities living in our midst. In North America, there are an estimated 6 million Muslims in the USA, plus a further 3/4 million in Canada. While in the European Union, they number an estimated 20 million. The scale of the problem confronting Europe today is epitomized by France, which has a Muslim community of some 6 million, or 10% of its population. But, if you take the population aged 20 and below, the figure rockets to 30%, such is the birth rate of the immigrant communities. In other words, within one further generation, France will be a Muslim country, a truly horrifying prospect. Intriguingly, the dangers of extremist Islam were foreseen by Winston Churchill all of 85 years ago, as I discovered to my amazement, while compiling my most recent book Never Give In. The best of Winston Churchill's speeches. Churchill is, of course, well known for his gift of prescience and, specifically, for being the first to warn of the menace of Hitler and Nazism as early as 1932, and of the Soviet threat in his famous Iron Curtain speech in 1946 in Fulton, Missouri. But how many know that he also warned the world of the dangers of Islamic fundamentalism? I certainly did not. On June 14, 1921, hard on the heels of the Cairo Conference, at which he had presided over the reshaping of the Middle East, including the creation of modern-day Iraq, he warned the House of Commons, a large number of Saudi Arabia's King bin Saud's followers belong to the Wahhabi sect, a form of Mohammedanism which bears, roughly speaking, the same relationship to Orthodox Islam as the most militant form of Calvinism would have borne to Rome in the fiercest times of Europe's religious wars. The Wahhabis profess a life of exceeding austerity, and what they practice themselves they rigorously enforce on others. They hold it as an article of duty, as well as of faith, to kill all who do not share their opinions and to make slaves of their wives and children. Women have been put to death in Wahhabi villages for simply appearing in the streets. It is a penal offense to wear a silk garment. Men have been killed for smoking a cigarette and, as for the crime of alcohol, the most energetic supporter of the temperance cause in this country falls far behind them. Austere, intolerant, well-armed, and bloodthirsty, in their own regions the Wahhabis are a distinct factor which must be taken into account, and they have been, and still are, very dangerous to the holy cities of Mecca and Medina. share.